So Forza Horizon 3 is coming out Friday, and I'm hyped as balls. Today is Wednesday right now. I'm fucking driving. My work. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about my work for a second. So my boss, Eric. I've known Eric for a very long time, like way before I even joined the company. Him and my dad have been like butt buddies for like years. I mean, him and my dad work closely with each other, which is actually one of the reasons I got this job, because they know that I know my shit. And so an accident and there's no traffic because of it. Holy shit. So they've known each other for years and worked together and whatnot. So I've known Eric for a while. You know, he's come to our parties and such. And what I didn't know about Eric is that he gets shut down really fast and then goes home really early. And so basically, and sometimes he doesn't feel like doing shit. I mean, I guess we're all like that, but he can because he's the boss. So I'm sitting there yesterday. We're doing this thing called note splits. It's basically just it's like how do I explain it? So let's say you have a hard drive. Well, you can only hold so much on that hard drive. So if you want to save space, you have to add a second hard drive. That's the point behind a node split. Well, so we're doing node splits, and we finished the first one out of 3 we were supposed to get done yesterday. He looks at me, we're walking out, because one of them was at the first site, and there was 2 at the second site. We finished the one at the one site, and he looks at me, he's like, do you really want to go to the other site today? I was like, man, honestly, I'm just trying to go home. He was like, alright, I'll see you tomorrow at 9. Alright, see you tomorrow at 9. I went home, played a fuck ton of Xbox the rest of the night. Well, until 4, and then I passed out. And then was up until 5 o'clock this morning. Wake up at 6 to be making this video at 8. So, here's that. So it says my ETA is 8:49 a.m. That's to the job. So I still have to use GPS for some of these job sites because they're hours away from my house. It's not like I drive here every day. The only one is the one we went to yesterday. That's close to the VA, the Night Moves car meets. For any of you guys around my area that watch it, it's in Virginia Beach. And so that one I don't really need GPS. I still use it for part of the highway because the highway is what gets confusing for me. Like once I get on the streets, I'm good. I'm just like, yeah, I know this shit. Man, I don't even like McDonald's anymore, but this fucking frappe is good as hell. So, you know, I go home and play some GTA. I actually recorded my grandma video, which I'm actually going to touch on that real quick. I decided not to post it. I'm going to save it for a later date. And of course, I think I'm going to make it a series almost, because it's kind of long, the whole story. And I still have to figure out a way to get all the posts because she deleted her Facebook, so it's kind of hard. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. If I will do an announcement, or not really an announcement, but I'll touch on it in another video if I decide to not do it. But as of right now, I plan on doing it just later on. So, what we're gonna be talking about for the rest of this video is why I suggest this car as a very good first car. So I think today actually marks my 3-month mark. Actually, let's check. Check my work phone. So it is actually, yesterday was my 3-month mark with this car. Ow! Sorry. That shit fucking hurts. Yeah, I know you guys can hear it, but you can't fucking feel it, and that shit's painful. It's like, oh, who needs a spine? Oh, my spine. So I've had this car for 3 months now, and it's been through a lot of shit. I mean, this car has made it through nights out with the guys, which if any of the guys watch this, meaning Ian, Mark, or Troy, then you guys will know that it's been through a lot of shit. basically, when I say nights out with the guys, you know, most people think like, oh, you're going out drinking. No, we go out and fuck around in our cars. Like burnouts at the beach and all sorts of shit. I'm thinking about making a YouTube video just based around like what we do, because we kind of fuck around too much, and I think it'd be pretty good. And you know, of course, I have the GoPro, which is how I'm making this video right now. Thanks, Dad. With 4 people total in my car. Me, I had Ian, I had Mark, and I had Troy. We were all in my car, and we were pushing 130 on the main road in the town next over from me, and it just kept on going. Of course, it has a speed limiter, so it kind of stopped there, but we were just, and it's encountered many tire spins, clutch drops, etc. We actually raced. This is a funny story. So basically, we used to go to IHOP during our nights out with my grandmother and my uncle. Well, my uncle has a Mitsubishi Evo 8 with it's pretty stock. It has a turbo back exhaust, blow off valve, an external wastegate, however you want to say it, and a boost controller. I think it has a boost controller. No. I think it has a boost controller, but I know it also has a stage 2 racing clutch. And that's it. So, his car is fucking fast. Like, I mean, I love my car, and it's pretty quick. And his car makes this thing look like a fucking Prius. And, it's pretty bad. So, we all pulled up to a stoplight, and it was me and Mark in my car, Ian and this kid named Peyton, who's another guy. He went out with us this time. I think this was the time he ever went out with us. And then my uncle and my grandma in the Evo. Peyton has a Mustang, by the way. He's a V6, the fisheye Mustang. So we're all on a 3-lane, main road, all next to each other at the stoplight, and it turns green. And I mean, this shit was straight out of a Fast and Furious movie. And so I took off. I got a head start on everybody. I just got that perfect clutch drop, and then the Evo hit boost, and he fucking caught up to me, and he started pulling on me. I mean, I didn't expect this thing, at least as it is right now, to beat the Evo. So he's pulling on me, and we're going like 120 at this point. And we get to where we need to turn, and all of a sudden I look at him, like we had our windows down. We were like slowing down the turn, and I'm like, where'd the kid in the Mustang go? He's like, I don't know. And we look back, and no one saw this kid. Like, he was just so far behind us that we could not see him. And it's not like, I mean, I'm not trying to bag on Mustangs. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if it was the car, like his car is. I know the V6s are hella slow, but I don't know if it's not making full power or something, because that thing should have easily gotten me on the dig. Both those cars should have, actually. Of course, I got a nice little head start, but his is an automatic, and he doesn't know how to drive either, so there's that. So, yeah, it went through a bunch of shit like that. I mean, we pushed that night, later that night, going back into the town that my grandma and my uncle live in, we were pushing like 120 on a single lane road. I'm not letting you over, I hope you know. And yeah, that was pretty much that. And yeah, there's been some good times in this car. From that to, my oil pressure light, so I've kind of fixed. I've made it go on and off less, but it still happens a lot, or not a lot, but like, it's actually nowhere near as bad as it used to be. When I first got out of the car, it would go off every time I would go down the hill right in front of my house, and now it's just like 1 out of every 5 times. I figured out why, and I figured out how to fix it, so I just had to do it. It's not actually low oil pressure, it's just bad. The sensor doesn't like the oil filter I put in it. So yeah, so going back to the real topic, this car's the best for anybody who's just starting to drive. Because one, it's quick enough that you can have fun, but it's also slow enough that you're not going to get pulled over, at least coming to stop. Second of all, it's not, I mean, it's more expensive than, say, like a Honda or mild Hyundai, any of those, but it's not as expensive as like a Subaru or an Evo. And it's you know, I mean, these cars aren't really built for going fast in a straight line. Like, they're quick in straight lines, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had a couple of races, like, I beat a supercharged Mini Cooper. And, I shouldn't have, I don't know why, but I did. And, yeah, so it has plenty of power for you, for a fresh driver. And it has plenty of safety features. I mean, it has full airbags everywhere, which of course, if you're getting this car, you're probably going to eventually take them out because you like cars, and you're going to try to go for a race build. It's very easy, well, I wouldn't say it's very easy to work on. The VR6 is actually a pain in the ass to work on. But it's a good little platform to build on. Like, if you're interested in building cars, while I am going to say this, it is fairly expensive to go performance aspect in these cars, but if you save up your money, for $3 grand you get a turbo kit for, well, it's like 3,800 with the tune. With that tune, you don't have to do anything else to the motor, and you can push 400 horsepower, and you don't have to worry about your motor. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, oh, that's bullshit, and it's not, actually. The VR6s are very, very strong motors. I mean, per the fact that it just gets faster the more I beat it up. And fuck, I've spun tires 4 times a day, and I'm not even, like, fucking around. But it's a great car. It's loud as hell. I'm gonna say that. It's literally stocked to the cat and then a MagnaFlow cat back, and it is loud as hell. Like, we're about to roll into the top.